Welcome to part 2 of the series of building the Bremerton Food Line page from start to finish with Etch and automatic CSS. Today we're going to see how far we can get on the About Us page and potentially sub-pages. The home page I'm going to put off till I have a conversation with them about the most important things. A slider isn't exactly ideal, so we will go, we'll start by adding these pages and then start building the About Us page. So here's the site so far. I built a little utility plugin so I can add pages in bulk. If you're interested in it being released, let me know. So here I'm going to say I want to create pages, one per line. I want them to be published and About Us. Let's see, what do we have here? Blog, Board of Directors, Blog, Board of Directors, Media and Newsletter, Our History, Media and Newsletter, Our History, Our Partners and Our Supporters, Our Partners and Our Supporters, create. 7 pages added successfully. So here's our pages we just added. Let's go to About Us and edit with Etch. So we're going to need a hero section, a section for equity, diversity, compassion, mission, and vision. It looks like these two have subheadings and this one does not. We got 2 images here and 1 for each of the others, presumably because of the additional text here. Let's see what they do at different sizes. We got some rough spacing here, and they don't stay equally sized. So I'm not sure that there's an advantage to doing that. We'll play around with it. So the first thing we want to do is add a section. We will call this section Hero, which will make this well, let's give this a title, hero, container. What do we want in the container? In this case, we literally just want a title. We may want more later, but for now, that will be a heading, title, and this will be the H1. And then let's right click and create BEM classes. So now this becomes hero _title, hero _container, and hero. For the heroes, let's look at our colors real quick. Oh, there's the automatic CSS. I think they changed what the logo was for that. Red's gonna be a little much, I think. We can copy the blue for now. So that's our base. So if we say hero, background, color, base, and then color white. And then we want this to actually display the page title. So we'll see if I remember this dot title about us. That is the correct data attribute. Okay, about us, and then hero text align center. We'll see if it does not cascade or there's something overriding it. So we'll just say hero Dumbrell underscore title text align center. No, it still doesn't because this is not full width. So we could make it full width if we wanted by setting width to 100%, but instead let's go, because we may add things to the hero in the future that we want centered, so we'll say container, and then we'll say flex. It may already be flex by default from Etch. Let's check. So the container display is already flex. Flex direction is column, but there's align items is set to flex start. So we're gonna override that with align items is center. There we go. So there is our hero, and it's centered. I'm not going to try to get all the styles perfect. That, well, it takes a long time and would drag this video out quite a bit. So let's build a section that we can reuse for these. So let's start with mission actually, because it has all the components. This one doesn't have a subtitle, so we'll start with, well, actually we'll start with vision because this is in the same order that we want. So let's start with vision. We're gonna create a new section, and it's gonna be called, what do we want to call it? We'll just say, we don't want it at the top, that's for sure. We want it to be the second thing, there we go. Section, and we want naming things. It's really just an image and some content. So we'll just call it that. Image plus content. And in our container, we will have title, subtitle, content as text, and an image. So, and that'll be the order of importance, so we'll list them in that order. So we'll go heading, text, text, and image. There we go. And we'll give these names. So this heading is perfect. Subheading. And subheading, text, and image. I think that's good. I don't know what the plus sign will do for auto bemming, so let's give it a try. It replaces it with an extra dash. We don't really want the extra dash, so we'll just get rid of well, we don't want a double dash either. We just want a single dash, image dash content. So in the future, we would not add the plus. We'd auto bem and then add the plus in later if we want it. Okay, so I think we've got that covered. So is there anything we want to do with the headline? No. We do want to set the color, but we want to set the color globally for all headings. So we'll go back to automatic CSS, go to typography, headings, heading color, base. So now all the headings across the website, including our title. Why is that more specific than our title? Hero. Oh, because because we set the color on the hero itself, not on the hero title. So it wasn't specific enough. Hero, oh, that's double underscore title. That I feel like should work. Let's refresh this and see why. Oh, it is working there. We probably just need to refresh the builder. There we go. Okay, so we've got our title here. Let's go ahead and actually put in the content. Actually, let's not, because we're going to change this into a component in a minute. Insert your subheading here. Insert your text here. Image. Okay. Let's style it and then make it a component. So our heading style is fine. Our subheading, I believe we can say subheading and not have to type it all out, but let's double check that. We're gonna want the color to be this color, which I don't know if we have this, so let's go back to, oops, somehow made this a new tab, or opened in a new window. Okay. What color options get us the closest? Base, light, secondary, semi-light. Let's try that. Secondary, semi-light. There we go. I don't know if that passes accessibility checks though. So what do we want to do with that? We'll just say secondary medium. Actually, I don't think we need medium. Well, secondary, we do need medium because secondary is actually really light. Medium makes it the oh, maybe medium is medium an option? No, semi-dark. Well, we'll just try semi-dark. Okay, that's better. Once again, we can adjust all these in the future by using variables we can change them across the whole site all at once when we need to. Next thing we want to do is fix the spacing. We're actually going to want to wrap our content here. So we'll need another block, flex div, and it will go at the beginning. Heading will go inside of it. Let's open it up. There we go. Heading inside, subheading inside, text inside, and then the image outside. We need a gap. So we also need to give this a name. So this is image, this is content. And so it will also have a class of image content double underscore content. And then we'll copy that and we'll go back to here where we can put it all together. Although we can just say ampersand content gap. I think we'll set the minimum gap between things. These have the same gap between everything. But I feel like it looks better if they're not spaced evenly. The subheading either tucked up under the heading or down under, but we'll put it with the heading for now. So our gap will be space M, which is too big. Extra small, and then subheading, we're gonna put a margin bottom of space small. There we go. I mean, extra small might still be too big. We can say calc space extra small divided by 2. There we go. And our image. I'm not sure why it isn't being displayed. Let's just use the logo for now. Save. Okay, it's there. Refresh. It's there. All right. Our container, we want let's see, if we're looking at this on mobile, we probably do want the image at the bottom. And then, but we probably also want our text, do we want everything left aligned? But then our image centered. See if we get any clues. Images at the bottom. Images alternate. How big is this image? Okay, it is big enough to fill the full width if we wanted it to. So we don't need to center the text, so let's just save these. Save. 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 Guess I could have done this before before the video. Sorry for making you sit through this. Okay, and then we will upload all of those. We're gonna go to the media library, and I have Happy Files installed so I can organize things. So like icons, branding. So branding will get the logo that we just downloaded, and then we'll create a new, I don't want it under branding, but we'll move it after. About Us. I like to organize them by pages so I can find stuff easier if I want. So we'll add this one, and volunteers one. There we go. We would also enter alt text, but I'm not going to make you watch that. But you can just alt enter and like go through them like that. And now we have images to work with. Let's change this to Happy Files doesn't work properly with Etch in that, see, it only lets me see whatever folder I had open here. So like if branding was the one, then if I open this, I only see branding and there's no way to get to anything else. We'll save this. We're gonna go to the settings for Happy Files and say the default open folder, all files. That way, inside of Etch, we will be able to see everything. Now, if I open it, I see everything. I don't see the folders. Hopefully Happy Files will add Etch support, but there we go. We're gonna use this one for the first because it's more flexible, and we might need more flexibility with this one because of how much text we have here, although I was actually building this one. So we'll go back and switch that to this, use. Okay, save. Now on mobile, this is not bad. As we get larger, we're gonna want this to move over to the side. We could, and maybe should, use container queries. Do we have? Responsive development, Etch philosophy, using container queries. Here we go. In progress, more to come. I'm not gonna make you watch this, watch me figure out how to do this. We may switch it to container queries later. For now, what we're gonna do is just use a media query, which doesn't make too much of a difference here because all we want to do is change something really based on the screen size. Technically, we would like it to be based on the parent element size, but since it's starting out full width, we don't have to worry too much about it. So here we're going to say at media min width of, we're just going to say 1024. That's supposed to be parentheses, not curly braces. And now this is ampersand double underscore container. Flex direction row. And I think that's all we need to do for now. Let's turn this into a component and then add our other ones so we can start playing around with it. So we're going to create this as a component, and we want text, 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 image, media. So the first property is going to be, well, here, what do we get if we use this and click on here? Oh, it adds it here. It's pushing from here to here. I was looking to get it what I had already built into here. It does put insert your heading here, so that part works. But property name we're gonna have to set ourselves. Title, property, heading is what we called it here. We want it to follow this. So heading, subheading, text, image. Okay, so now we're going to do this again. Heading. We don't need JavaScript. Let's, turn that off. And move our component editor over here. I like lots of room for my structure panel. Although maybe that's not ideal. But this is the wonderful thing about Etch, is you can move these around as you see fit, as you need to. We're gonna go subheading, click on here. We're gonna go text, click on here, and then image, click on here. Does that work? Image, props.image. Yep. Okay, and save and exit. Okay. Let's edit that so that this should say insert your heading here. There we go. Save, exit. Okay, now we can build all three of these. So the first one will be no subheading. So we'll go straight to text. And then, although that doesn't give us paragraphs. I'll have to think about that more. And then an image. In our image for the first one, we're going to use this. Use. Okay, so that shows us we want to do some editing. But let's go ahead and put the other ones in first. So we'll duplicate this and we'll duplicate that again. This one is mission. So there's the first one. Next one is mission, subheading food security for all. And some text. The image is the sign. And then this last one, vision. Yeah. Vision, one community, one goal. And a very small amount of text and the logo. Oh, so I'm gonna actually go here instead of the logo for this. It's talking about community. We'll show the people. Okay, save. Now, this is probably looking all right on mobile. And definitely not on desktop. So what we want to do is we will edit this component, click here. Yeah, we probably don't actually want the component editor over here, because as soon as we start, let's put it up here. As soon as we start messing with HTML and CSS, it gets in the way. You could put it along the right, but I kind of like having a big area to work with here. So what do we want to change about this? We want, when this switches to the section to desktop, we want to set the sizes of these, but how do we want to do it? Well, let's split it 50-50 for now. So we'll say content width 50%. Which didn't work. Let's see if we can figure out why. Inspect width. It's adding image. What did we do? Oh. Somehow we added all of this inside of image content? Oh, no, that is correct. I forgot that we changed the name of that. So image content is the name of the container. So then image content _content width of 50%. Oh, this is coming back to our image. There's a default image width. Oops, inspect. I believe. Yeah, it's setting max width 100%. I mean, I do want I don't want it to be bigger than 100%, but I don't want it to, but I don't know why width is 100%, not. Well, there's something about that I do not understand, why max width is actually being applied as width. So let's troubleshoot. If width here is 50%, that would be one way to do it. Is there a better way to do it? We probably don't even, do we need content with 50% anymore then? Oh, our content will expand to fit the, although I wonder why with 50% isn't actually making it 50%. I have multiple editors open? Why did it? Oh, because I'm editing the component. That's why it's showing this as opposed to the actual. Well, we'll just leave them both at 50% for now. And we want a way to alternate these so that we can put the image on the left if we want. Let's create a new Boolean, and we want to name this we want to swap the order. What would be the most obvious thing for a user who wants to switch the order of this? We could call it image first, which would move the image to the beginning. However, if we change the default to be image first, then that wouldn't work. So let's just call it alternate or order. And so then if alternate order we will want to set the image to be at the beginning. We don't actually want to move it in the DOM though, so we just want to set a CSS class for on the image, and then set the order to 1 if that class is available. I don't actually remember how to do that, so I'm going to put an end to this video and we'll pick up here after I figure that out. We'll save, we'll exit, and we will view what we have so far. We have a hero. We're definitely going to want to make this gap bigger as well. But we can do that next time.